I'm Bedard, a professional dog trainer for over 20 years. This series is all about how to choose the right dog. Over the next few weeks, we'll cover your home, your family, your lifestyle, the cost of owning a dog, the breed groups, breed sizes and fur, age, veterinary care, food, training, preparing your home, breeders, shelters, and the day your dog comes home. Choosing the right dog is all about being honest with yourself and not just falling in love with the first cute puppy you see. As a professional dog trainer, I'll help you through each step, and yes, there will be some homework along the way. At the end of this series, you'll be able to pick the right dog for a lasting relationship. Ask questions in the comments below and check out my Curly Horse Productions Facebook group. Make sure you have a pen and paper. I'm going to ask you many questions to which I would like for you to really think about the answers and answer them honestly. The significance of your answers will be discussed in detail as we get deeper into the course. At the top of your sheet, write home. Now ask yourself, what type of home do you live in? An apartment, a condo, a house? Do you rent space in someone else's house, like your parents' house? If you live in an apartment or a condo, are you allowed to have a dog? If so, what size dog are you allowed to have? Are there any parks nearby where you can go with your dog to play? If you live in a house, how big is the yard and is it fenced? If you rent space from family or a friend, will they allow you to have a dog? Do you have access to a yard and how big is it? Is it fenced? If something goes wrong and there's a disagreement with your situation and are forced to move out, where will you go? And will your dog be able to go with you? Now ask yourself, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years from now? Do you think you'll still be living in the same place, or do you foresee moving to a better or different place? Will they allow dogs in this new place? Let's talk about your family. Do you live alone? Do you have a significant other living with you? Do you have kids, and if so, how many and what are their ages? If you don't have kids, do you have nieces and nephews that visit? Are you planning on having kids in the near future? Do your friends visit often with their kids? Do you currently have other animals like a cat? Is anyone in your family allergic to dogs? There's no right or wrong answer to these questions. And the reason I ask so much about children is because it'll have a huge impact on the breed or the training required of the dog you'll decide to get. But don't worry too much about this just yet. It'll all be explained in greater detail when we put it all together. Just be honest with yourself. Now let's find out about your lifestyle. Are you highly active? Do you jog every day and want a jogging partner? Are you a weekend warrior and like outdoor activities all weekend, every weekend? Do you have a demanding Monday to Friday job that leaves you too tired to do anything when you get home? Are you naturally a couch potato who enjoys relaxing at home or going to quiet dinners with friends? Do you have young children that require most of your energy and attention every day? Are you more active in the summer or in the winter? This is the section that requires you to be the most honest with yourself. If you're not a very active person and think that by getting a dog, you'll all of a sudden be so much more active, I can attest that most of the time a new dog will get you more active, but this won't last, and you'll go back to being the person you once were. And there's nothing wrong with that, but be honest. I wouldn't want you to end up picking a dog that requires an enormous amount of exercise each day. And while in the beginning you'll attain that goal to be more active, in the long run, as you slowly head back to being the less active person you once were, the dog will begin to destroy your house or develop behavioral problems. It's much easier to get a dog that requires less energy and ask him to give you more than to get a dog that requires more energy and ask him to do less. To give you an idea, here's what my answers are for my life. I live in a house with 2 acres of fenced property, but in 5 to 10 years, I hope to own my own farm where I can start my equine assisted learning center. I live alone with my husband. We're not planning on having kids. Our families don't have kids and aren't planning on them either. We don't have any young children visiting us. I have horses, but they're boarded and are not on my property. Neither me or my husband are allergic to dogs. I'm an active person who loves outdoor activities in the early mornings and weekends. Since I have a job in an office working 9 to 5 Monday to Friday, I come home a little tired and may or may not have some extra energy to do a light activity outside. I'm more active in the summer months and a little more of a couch potato in the winter. Now to talk about the dreaded cost of owning a dog. Do you have a job? Is it a part-time job or a full-time job? If you don't have a job, where's your money coming from while you're looking for a job? Besides the initial cost of buying a dog, which can be anywhere from $100 to $3,000, dogs can be expensive. There's food, vet bills, toys, training, activities. Some cities require you to have a license, treats, and clothing depending on the dog. Maybe your dog will need medication. The cost of food depends on the quality of food you decide to buy, and the bigger the dog, the more food you'll need. Buying a cheap food is like eating at McDonald's every day. It might not hurt you short term, but in the long term, you may or may not be looking at hefty vet bills. Vet bills are unavoidable and are very costly. Your dog at some time in his or her life will get sick or injured and require emergency vet care. Not to mention, he or she will need checkups during his life. Some emergency operations, like an intestinal blockage, can cost between $2,000 to $4,000. Pet insurance is an option, but do your research wisely, because some companies might ask you to pay a huge amount each month, and not every sickness or injury is covered. Personally, I put money aside for an emergency fund, but everyone is different, and whatever you choose to do is okay. Toys for a young dog or a dog that is toy-oriented are a must. Think of it this way: toys will cost you so much less than replacing your furniture. Training and socialization are very important. How do you feel about listening to your dog bark excessively at every person that walks by, or pulls you down the street every time you go for a walk, or tries to attack other dogs? Training centers vary in their prices and programs. Make sure you do your research and get testimonials from people you know who have used their programs before signing up. Some programs may not be for you and your dog. Activities are a great way to have fun with your dog and meet like-minded people. Join a dog club that has the activities that interest you and your dog. Perhaps it can be hunting, lure coursing, agility, herding, canicross, ski joring, flyball, obedience. The cost of joining a dog club vary greatly from a yearly membership to paying an entrance fee at the arrival of each organized activity. Maybe you can find groups of people that just meet in a park and do activities together for free. I highly recommend avoiding dog parks as a place for activities because there's too much chaos and not enough control over the dogs. Most of my clients come to me for dog aggression issues due to the fact that their dog was attacked by another dog in a dog park. Now, I'm not saying you can never go into a dog park with your dog. I'm just saying to be extra careful. Other dog owners may not be paying careful attention to what their dog is doing or how he's feeling, and an accident might occur because of it. Join us next week as we talk about the 7 breed groups.